Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of FCA Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Weekly digest for week 4 of April 2026. Indian consumer sector investment declined in financial year 26. Investors are now favoring smaller, diversified deals over large bets. Deal volume, however, increased significantly. This indicates a market shift towards sustainable growth and operational discipline. Mega deals are absent, but early stage funding shows resilience. Companies focus on filling gaps rather than just scaling up. AI coding startup Cursor is close to securing over $2 billion in new funding. This investment could value the company at $50 billion. Returning investors like Thrive and Anderson Horowitz are expected to lead the round. Nvidia may also participate. Multiple state governments are set to raise a combined Rs 16,900 crore through a revised auction of state government securities on April 21st. The Reserve Bank of India will conduct the auction on its e-Kuber platform, featuring fresh issuances and reissues with varying tenors. Andhra Pradesh, Punjab, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Telangana are among the participating states. US-based Gladebrook Capital is in discussions to invest $20 to $25 million in Sarvam AI's $320 to $350 million funding round, valuing the AI startup at $1.5 billion. Strategic investors like Nvidia, Amazon and HCL Tech alongside venture capital firms are also participating in the round. Senior Indian IT executives are launching their own AI startups, leveraging years of client contacts and enterprise knowledge to offer cost-efficient AI-led services. This trend is accelerating as agentic AI allows smaller, agile teams to compete with larger IT incumbents, filling niche market demands and attracting venture capital. In an ambitious bid to redefine air travel, Air India is revamping its passenger experience. Customers will soon enjoy upgraded cabins on older jets as well as state-of-the-art aircraft, accompanied by the launch of exclusive airport lounges. These enhancements are tailored to draw in premium travelers with the ultimate goal of boosting revenue and driving profit growth. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs or MCA has issued draft amendments to the Companies Incorporation Rules 2014 aimed at streamlining the incorporation process and reducing compliance burden. Multiple existing forms are proposed to be merged into two simplified e-forms. The draft proposes simplified KYC norms, reduced documentation requirements, and streamlined name reservation provisions. Key relaxations include no affidavit requirement for conversion of one-person company and removal of DIR 12 filing at the time of incorporation. MCA has invited comments from stakeholders. Last date for submission is 9th May 2026. India and China appear to be locked in an escalating energy rivalry in Sri Lanka. India plans a new energy hub at Trincomalee with the UAE, including an oil pipeline. This initiative aims to secure fuel supply chains and counter China's expanding presence in Sri Lanka's energy market. The project seeks to reshape regional energy dependence. India and Germany are set to sign a Defence Industrial Cooperation roadmap. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh's visit will focus on joint development and production of weapon systems. Discussions will also cover cybersecurity, artificial intelligence and drones. A defense investor summit is planned to boost collaboration and investment in the defense sector. Radisson Hotel Group is embarking on an ambitious journey to enhance its footprint in India, targeting the launch of 500 hotels by 2030. This initiative is projected to create up to 80,000 jobs, focusing on upscale and mid-scale offerings in diverse city environments. Committed to local community enrichment, the group is also prioritizing skill development to foster career growth. The Reserve Bank of India has made a pivotal move by retracting its earlier April 1st directive, which had restricted banks from offering non-deliverable forward contracts and barred the rebooking of cancelled foreign exchange derivative contracts. This reversal allows banks to enjoy increased operational flexibility, fostering a more fluid trading environment. Chartered accountants and tax professionals are demanding an extension for the GSTR 3B filing deadline, citing persistent issues with the GST portal. Many reported being unable to log in, save returns, or make payments, leading to significant frustration on the last day to file for March 2026. Urgent resolution is requested. The Securities and Exchange Board of India, or SEBI, has allowed companies planning initial public offerings or IPOs to reduce their fresh issue component by up to 50% without having to refile their draft red herring prospectus or DRHP. The move is expected to provide issuers greater flexibility to launch share sales amid a challenging market environment, investment bankers said. Under existing rules, any deviation of more than 20% in the estimated fresh issue size requires issuers to refile their DRHP. Organic dairy brand Akshay Kalpa, popular in markets such as Bengaluru, where it has achieved sales of Rs 400 crore in financial year 26, is entering the Mumbai and Pune markets with Rs 200 crore investment. Plans include targeting India's fast-growing premium dairy segment with milk priced at Rs 100 to Rs 110 per litre, higher than the Rs 60 per litre prevailing market rate for brands such as Amul. Backed by Rs 350 crore Series D funding round, the company is scaling operations with a dual-track strategy, building demand first while creating supply in parallel. Initial deliveries in Mumbai are being serviced from its Hyderabad cluster, which went live in December 2025. The rupee ended lower after the central bank rolled back some restrictions it had imposed on currency market transactions, including allowing banks to offer offshore derivatives linked to the currency. The unit was down 0.4% to 93.4975 per dollar, the biggest drop in a week. The gap between 3-month forward points in the offshore and the local market has shrunk to 16 points from about 30 points prior to the Reserve Bank of India's statement. The RBI said post-market hours on Monday, it will withdraw measures issued on April 1st that bar lenders from offering rupee-linked non-deliverable forwards to clients, the most widely used tool for offshore trading. It also granted banks some flexibility in related party trades, including the cancellation and rollover of existing contracts typically used by corporates. However, the $100 million cap on banks' open positions imposed on March 27th remains in place. A war in Iran has significantly disrupted oil supplies. This has pushed up jet fuel prices. Long-haul flights from Europe now cost over $100 more per passenger. Flights within Europe also see a price increase. Airlines warn of higher ticket prices for travelers this spring and summer. The European Union is preparing guidelines for managing fuel supply. Renault is launching a new strategy in India. The company will use 2 platforms to offer vehicles. One platform targets cars under 10 lakh rupees. The other will support larger vehicles and electrification. Renault plans to have 7 models by 2030. This includes new SUVs and electric vehicles. India will also be a hub for software development. Hindustan Copper Limited is investing over Rs 7,000 crore in the next 5 years to expand its mines. Production capacity is set to significantly increase. The company is also undertaking a major digital transformation. This includes upgrading communication systems and implementing advanced technologies like 5G and AI. Amid ongoing global uncertainties, including geopolitical strife and the rapid evolution of AI, Indian firms are actively seeking to hire top executives. Executive search agencies observe consistent interest in candidates for senior roles, particularly in technology and industrial sectors. 2 of South Korea's largest technology companies, Krafton Inc. and Naver Corporation, have partnered with Mirai Asset Venture Investments to launch Rs 6,000 crore India-focused unicorn growth fund. The plans of setting up this fund was announced late last year. According to the companies, the fund will be managed and advised by Mirai Asset Venture Investments, the private investment arm of Mirai Asset Group. The fund will invest primarily in growth stage companies, the companies noted. Indian alternative investment firms are experiencing a slowdown in Gulf capital as regional conflicts make high net worth individuals and institutions more cautious. Fresh commitments have sharply decreased, prompting some fund managers to seek investors elsewhere and leading to a vacuum in fundraising as private investors take a conservative stance. India is piloting its digital rupee, the e-rupee, for welfare payments. This initiative aims to improve efficiency and reduce corruption in government subsidies. Farmers like Samadhan Sonawane are receiving funds directly for farm equipment. Similar trials are underway for food distribution. The e-rupee offers programmable features to ensure funds are used as intended. India's hotel industry is entering a strong growth phase. Average daily rates are rising and investment returns are attractive. Demand is outstripping supply, especially for luxury hotels. This trend is driven by increased spending from wealthy individuals and a rise in business and tourism travel. The weakening rupee also makes India a more appealing destination for foreign visitors. HSBC has downgraded Indian stocks to underweight. Rising energy prices from the Middle East war are a concern. This could impact India's earnings recovery. The market now looks less attractive compared to Northeast Asian peers. Foreign investors have been selling Indian stocks. Opportunities exist in select sectors like private banks, base metals, and healthcare. The GST portal has introduced an invoice management system or IMS offline tool, enabling businesses to manage invoices more efficiently without being constantly connected to the portal. The IMS system, originally launched from the October 2024 tax period, allows recipient taxpayers to take necessary actions on invoices uploaded by suppliers via GSTR1, GSTR1A, or the Invoice Furnishing Facility or IFF. With the introduction of the offline utility, this process has now become more flexible and user-friendly. The newly launched IMS offline tool is an Excel-based utility that allows taxpayers to download invoice data, take bulk or individual actions, and upload updates back to the GST portal. This tool aims to reduce dependency on real-time portal access while improving efficiency in handling large volumes of invoice data. With the rollout of the Income Tax Act 2025, India's tax compliance framework is undergoing a structural transformation. One of the key updates is the introduction of Form 146, which replaces the earlier Form 15CB and plays a crucial role in foreign remittance compliance. The Income Tax Department has released detailed FAQs to help taxpayers and professionals understand its applicability, purpose, and filing process. Form 146 is an accountant certificate required for taxable payments made to non-residents or foreign companies. It is used to certify the taxability of such remittances and ensure proper deduction of TDS before funds are sent abroad. In simple terms, it acts as a compliance checkpoint where a chartered accountant verifies whether the payment is taxable in India and whether the correct tax has been deducted. As aviation fuel prices reach a new high globally, the airline industry is feeling the crunch, with ticket prices climbing and schedules being disrupted. The main culprit is the escalating conflict in West Asia, which has led to surging costs for carriers. In India, added challenges arise from hefty taxes and currency fluctuations, pushing airlines to impose fuel surcharges on passengers. Gold loan fintech startups are pivoting from loan sourcing to building their own loan books due to tightened RBI regulations. Companies like India Gold and Oro are securing NBFC licenses and debt funding for direct lending while also exploring co-lending partnerships. This strategic shift aims to regain momentum after new rules disrupted their previous service provider model. JSW Group is set to generate significant funds by selling unused land from its recent Akzo Nobel India acquisition. This move could recover up to half of the initial investment. The company plans to divest property, potentially in areas like Thane, to free up capital. These proceeds will support JSW's broader business operations. Shapoorji Pallonji Group is set to raise about Rs 25,400 crore by May 15th. This funding will be used to refinance existing debt. The group is also seeking approval to temporarily adjust a loan-to-value covenant on its bonds. Developments regarding Tata Sons' stake and potential listing are being closely watched by investors. Sun Pharmaceutical is making its biggest move yet with a $13 billion offer for Organon & Co. This ambitious bid aims to transform the Indian generics giant into a global leader in branded and innovative medicines. Sun Pharma is competing with other major players for the US company. The deal, if successful, would see Organon merge with Sun Pharma. Flexible workspace operators secured major office deals in the March quarter. SmartWorks and WeWork led with substantial space leases across cities. Demand is rising, especially from large enterprises and global capability centers. This indicates a structural shift in office space strategy. The sector is poised for significant growth and valuation. Foreign direct investment into India is holding close to record levels, but the pattern within these inflows is becoming more selective. Morgan Stanley says global capital continues to enter India, but it is concentrating in a narrower set of sectors. Services, targeted manufacturing segments, and digital infrastructure are receiving the bulk of inflows, while outflows are rising across profits and overseas expansion by Indian firms. Services remain the biggest recipient of foreign direct investment into India. Morgan Stanley data shows the sector accounts for 45.9% of total inflows in 2025, maintaining its lead position. Morgan Stanley says the sustained inflows indicate that global investors continue to view India primarily as a large and expanding digital market. The Indian rupee has reached its lowest valuation in over a decade against major currencies. This decline is driven by rising crude oil prices and significant foreign investment outflows. Analysts suggest the rupee is undervalued, presenting an attractive entry point for long-term investors. However, near-term recovery prospects remain limited due to import demand and risk aversion. The International Finance Corporation plans to significantly increase its investments in India. By 2030, annual investments are set to reach $10 billion. Focus areas include renewable energy, urban infrastructure, and financial services. The IFC is also exploring municipal bond financing with Indian states. This expansion signals strong commitment to India's growth. Larsen & Toubro has launched L&T Electronic Products and Systems or LTEPS, marking its entry into B2B industrial electronics manufacturing. The new vertical, with manufacturing in Coimbatore and headquarters in Bengaluru, aims to deepen technology leadership and enhance India's self-reliance in critical manufacturing. LTEPS will offer electronics manufacturing services to global clients, building on L&T's expertise in strategic electronics. Bharti Group is in talks to sell up to 85% of its life insurance business to Prudential PLC for an estimated Rs 7,000 to 8,000 crore. This potential deal would mark Bharti's exit from the life insurance segment, while Prudential aims to expand its presence in India's growing market. Discussions are ongoing with due diligence underway. Fintech unicorn Razorpay is reportedly preparing to confidentially file draft papers for an initial public offering or IPO in the next few weeks, signaling a more cautious market play emerging across India's fintech sector. The Bengaluru-based digital payments firm is looking to raise between $600 million to $700 million with a targeted valuation of $5 to $6 billion. Marking a notable drop from its peak valuation of about $7.5 billion 4 years ago. The confidential route and the proposed valuation reset highlights a broader shift in how new age companies approach public listings. The Reserve Bank of India on Friday said it has cancelled the banking license issued to Paytm Payments Bank Limited. In a release, the central bank said Paytm Payments Bank can no longer conduct banking business under the Banking Regulation Act. It said the bank's affairs and management were not in the interest of depositors or the public, adding that the bank failed to follow the conditions of its payments bank license. Earlier, the bank had already been barred from onboarding new customers from March 11, 2022 and later faced restrictions on deposits, credits and top-ups in customer accounts and wallets. In January 2024, the Reserve Bank of India had ordered the bank to stop accepting fresh deposits due to what it said at the time non-compliance with rules including on customer due diligence, use of funds and technology infrastructure. The RBI said on Friday it would make an application for winding up of the bank before the High Court. This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai